Look at that beautiful lady, Jennifer Doran. Look at that. And
Oh.
it's such a wonderful channel. And yeah, Erik adores her. And I want you to look at the description box below to find out more about her. Click on her link. Anywho, hi, Erik. I love you.
He says, "Hi, I love you too." And then he said, "She adores me too." Like you said, Erik adores me, and he's like, "She adores me too." He's
Oh, of course.
coming in playing with me.
No, probably telling the truth. Okay, we are going to talk more about you, Erik. We started part one about Erik. So now I guess we'll just go ahead and continue. I don't have very many more questions, but we can start, Erik, by you just telling us, how are you doing? What are you doing? How's life on the other side?
So, so he says, "Of course, I'm doing great." And so the whole it's so funny because like the life
Yeah.
thing, like he says we think of life as just human, just on
Yeah.
Earth. That and he says honestly, this is where our real life
Yeah.
is.
That's right. Your reality.
It's just really he said the physical, and I swear he tells me there's some sort of body that we have over there, but we think when the physical body dies here that there's no more life, and he says really it's kind of coming back into your real life, like
Yeah.
what it really is. So what is he doing? He says, "What am I not doing?" He says,
Oh
what am
my
I not
God.
doing?" uh I mean, there's just all kinds of stuff. I asked him real quick, "Do you do anything like?" Because you're helping so many people, you're doing all that kind of stuff, spreading the light, this sort of thing. Do you do anything just for fun and just for you? And he said one of the things that he does that's really just like for him is spend time with animals.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
just spending time with the animals, playing with them just for the sheer joy of it.
Yeah, he's always loved animals.
Yeah, he said he's like showing me like a bunch of puppies and stuff running around on him, and
Oh,
just that kind of thing. But otherwise he's out there helping people like a warrior.
yeah, soldiering on. It's interesting when you first started talking about our real realities over there. It brought to mind like we're in a play down here, and our costumes that we use for that Shakespearean tragedy often.
Yes.
It's kind of our bodies. And then when
Yes.
it's over, yeah, standing ovation, and boom, go to the after
Yeah.
go to the after play party.
He's so, and of course, any psychic, any medium, any people, the spirit's going to use like a frame of reference that works for you. For
Yeah.
me, Erik has equated the life here on Earth to like stepping into a virtual reality
Oh, okay.
for
Yeah.
a period of time, which is weird because I'm not a big gamer, but but it works for me.
Yeah.
So
I think that's going to work for a lot of people.
yeah.
Makes sense. So, tell me how you prank people. I mean, the various pranks, the smells, the putting a physical object, like what Papa was putting up Christmas decorations. All of a sudden, an airsoft BB, a yellow airsoft BB, rolls off the mantle and drops to the floor. Well, we've cleaned that mantle a bunch of times. So you somehow, I guess, right, got that.
Yeah. So what he's saying is, first and foremost, not every soul that's over there can do all the things,
A lot
not.
of them might not want to anyway.
Yes, it's just like when we're here, we have certain gifts or abilities or certain things we're good at. Over there,
Yeah.
same thing. He said this is all about like energy, like being able to move physical objects, being able to make your energy present here. Now the thing is Erik's energy is so big.
Yeah.
Okay, so it makes it easier, he said, for me to do things there physically. But he says there we can take things out of the physical world into like the ether, so to speak, and then put them back. That's
Yeah.
why many people have had the experience where they're looking for something and they can't find it, can't find it, can't find it.
Yes.
And
I
they've
have
looked
had
in the
that.
same place 6 times and they go back the seventh time and it's right there. It's like, okay, that wasn't there before. Some souls on the other side have the ability to manipulate physical things here. Like the sending the birds or the butterflies.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sort of thing, making, the smells, creating smell down here. He said, some souls can show up in the dream state, like in a visit, others can't, or it's not part of, what they're strongest at. But he said, we can work together, like as a group, so if there's something when you're on the other side that you want to do that you're not maybe quite as adept at or strong at, you ask other souls to help you do it.
Yeah, I remember when you were working with Tommy Awerda, a son of a friend of mine who passed away before Erik did. And you guys, the mom and I were sitting at a Mexican restaurant. I think it was the anniversary of Tommy's death. And we were wanting some margaritas and Mexican food. And all of a sudden, when the waiter came over, the salt and pepper shaker slid like probably 8 inches or so and fell off the table. So, okay, well, that's maybe the waiter had some weird powers, or we can put it back, and it did it again. So, and you said through one of the mediums, I think it was Jamie, that you and Tommy were working together to create that sort of energy behind those shakers. That's kind of cool. So it seems like on the airsoft BB, we haven't had airsoft BBs in forever anywhere in our home. But I think I'm wondering if you can like create that on your side and then bring the energy down until it manifests in the physical. Is that how you?
Yes. Yeah. He says it can be done like that, or it can be something that they pulled in from the physical world
somewhere and then
drop back out. Yes.
Okay.
But it can be something that's created over there as well.
How do you create your EVPs because you've had so many? First of all, wait, before you answer that, why is your energy so big? How did it become so big?
Well, he says, the work that we've done since I passed has helped.
Okay.
It's like, although he says before this incarnation, my soul was, had been around the block a few times. So he says it's like exercising. The more you do something, the stronger you get at it. So in this particular time period, since he left Earth, he's done a lot of work with energy, a lot of work with the physical Earth, the plant, like the stuff that's going on here. So that's why it's so easy for him to do stuff here now. It's why it's so easy for him to connect to other people, even people who don't think they have psychic abilities can sense me. He said, because, I've done it so much that it just becomes easier.
Yeah. Well, do you think that, you're so beloved. Do you think the love that people send you also has made your energy grow?
Yes. Just the love and the support and the calling to him and needing him. It's like, if you're sitting down here working on your psychic abilities, the more you do it, the easier it becomes. The energy flows better. It's all about energy. It's all about energy. Same with the EVPs or when souls who have crossed into the light already, like Erik, I'm not talking about ghosts or earthbounds, whatever you'd like to call them. We can see those, just because sometimes whatever the lighting's just right and we can catch a ghost down here. But when a soul from the other side can manifest it as like a shadow or actually seeing them or create an EVP, it's just a different set of skills that use the same energy. It's all energy. So again, it would be, he said, like, if you're naturally gifted at it, and he says one of the harder things for him was to actually be able to be seen here. That like was
when I saw you jumping on my bed, the foot of my bed.
Yes. That wiped him out. He said the first whatever few years he was doing it, it took a lot of energy and he needed help from others.
Yeah.
And it's really just, I don't really know how else to put it besides it's like you're taking your energy and you're channeling it towards a specific thing. Okay. So like you just work on it and you practice it over and over again and then it manifests. It's not, so if we could, and I know we've said this before, like if we could just see all the spirit activity going on around us or hear it, it would be incredible.
Yeah.
So a lot of it has to actually do with the people that are down here who are open or aware or in the right headspace to hear, see, smell what's
True.
being sent.
Right.
Okay. But it's all just energy and how you channel the energy. He's saying it's like, you wake up in the morning and you have a finite amount of energy before you go to bed.
Oh,
What are
yeah.
you
Right.
put your energy to?
I have none. Oh, yeah. Right. So, well, like that one night, I wasn't asleep. I just was about to lay my head down, and Aunt Denise, was on the one foot of the bed looking at you, watching you, and you were just hopping around back and forth. And I was like, but then you looked at me and you were shocked. You looked shocked and you said, Mom, you can see me, your realization. So,
Yes.
so it's like you weren't planning to be seen. What happened? Was it
So
Denise that helped you? Are there angelic beings or?
what he's saying about that particular instance is, yes, there were other souls helping him. But that happens, he said, plenty of times where souls are coming down here to just look at something or to check out their loved ones, and they're not anticipating being seen.
Yeah.
Again, that whole like that right headspace, that's just the timing's just all right.
Yeah.
Anybody who, and I have experienced this, Lisa, you might have too, anybody who's had spirit touch them,
Yeah.
sometimes it's a little too hard. It's like, okay, well, like what was that? Or you get like a little shove and it's like,
Oh, yeah. Right. Oh, wow.
they can't always gauge what's going to happen
Yeah.
here. Okay. So when they look shocked that we've seen them, that's it. It's like, okay, I was here. I was able to be seen, but I'm surprised that you saw me, is kind of what.
Maybe I was in the right headspace.
Yeah. Right. That's what it is. So he probably had been around a bit before, just not seen by you. But it doesn't take him any real energy now to do it, because again, he's practiced it and done it so much. But the other thing he said is, like, you guys just can't see us all the time. It's just not how it is.
You have to lower your vibration a lot, I guess, to be seen in the physical.
Well, yes, but he's also saying, like, you're not supposed to see us all the time, because when we're gone, it's part of the grieving process of not being able to see us all the time. So when it does happen, it really is a gift, but it's not necessarily going to happen all the time.
Well, I'd want that for a Christmas gift, please.
Yeah.
I haven't seen you physically for a long time.
I was just saying, you haven't given her a Christmas gift in years, so you should.
I know.
How
do you make the EVP? So, a lot of times it's like I'm on a radio show and we don't hear anything, and the host calls and says, wait, we didn't hear him say this, but on the recording he said minions, like super loud, but it wasn't heard live. So what do you do? Go back in and
no, so that he's saying has to do with the technology. So technology can pick us up better than the human ears and eyes. Okay. So like the infrared cameras, the recordings. So again, that's a bit of like, if we could hear and see everything that was going on, it would be, shocking for sure. So he says, when EVPs get through, there usually is an intention of like, so that word minions, that there was a lot of energy shoved into that particular word.
Okay.
To get it onto the recording.
Interesting. What's your favorite thing to do to people?
He does like the pranks. He does like
course.
And it's not just the smells and stuff, but he's pranked me a couple times. And he just thinks it's funny when he does something, when somebody asks, like, prank me or do something, and then it shocks the people that it happens.
Even though they ask for it.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Tell me about the pranks he's done on you. What's the best?
So there have been a couple that stand out to me. And one time I was sitting on my couch. I was alone in the house, and two of my cats were sleeping on the couch next to me. And my couch opens up like to the kitchen. It's like an open floor plan, so the back is in the kitchen. And I said, okay, Erik, like, just like, let me know you're here. Do something to let me know you're here. And my two cats that were sound asleep on the couch popped up, and they both looked up over the couch with like super wide eyes. I was like, okay, thank you.
He's done that to Bella, where Bella would
Yeah.
just look and bark.
Like,
She'll be
yeah.
on my chest, and I'll be on the couch, and he's behind the couch, obviously.
Yeah.
Or Arlene, he was chasing Arlene when she was a baby, a little kid, and she was giggling and laughing and looking behind her. So, you know.
And that he loves to do, like to play with like the little kids, because they can see they can see us so much easier. He said, kids, the little kids and the animals, they can just see us so much easier.
Why?
Well, they don't have the veil like we do as adults. You know, as we get older, it's like
skeptical, and we got on so many other things.
The bills to pay and work to go to, and you know, but when we're little like that, it's just it's not there yet. And it's also part of the arrangement. He said that when we agree to come back in, that we'll have the support from spirit until it starts to kind of scare us, which is what happens to most of us. Like we start to realize, like, okay, wait a second, like these people are here and this person is not. What is it like? And it starts to freak them out, and that's where the monsters under the bed, or the monsters in the closet, comes from, that sort of stuff.
Interesting. So that's where that probably comes from.
A lot of times.
One time, Arlene, my first grandbaby, she must have been about 5. She freaked out. She ran to her mom's, and she told me also that she was in her bed and the water bottle by the bed started spinning. And then all of a sudden the light switch goes off and on, off and on, off and on. And she says it was Erik, but it kind of freaked her out. Was that you, Erik?
Yeah, it was. And it's, and it did freak her out. And that's what happens most of the time. Of course, sometimes it is an earthbound or a ghost. That scares them. But usually like this, probably shortly after that, it kind of closed down for that granddaughter, because they will start to notice that they're scaring us when we're young, and they'll pull back.
Well, Liam, my 4-year-old grandson, he says he plays with Erik plays with them. So so 4 years old, he's probably not scared, and of course he knows who Erik is, so that won't scare him either. But it might close down as he gets older. It doesn't sometimes, when a family's very open and honest and they've got the support, it doesn't have to close down. No.
But for most of us,
what you're seeing is in your imagination. That's what closes down, probably. Or peers or siblings making fun of you and things like that.
Imaginary friends are often oftentimes imaginary friends are a spirit guide, actually.
Like Riri Coslin was an imaginary friend. I think of Christine's. It could have been Michelle's. I think she was a spirit guide, probably.
It's just to kind of help us adjust back to the physical world of being here. That it's really the heaviness. It's the heaviness of Earth, not the physicalness of this planet, but the heaviness.
So how do you make smells?
So
you just create a energetic signature or something?
It's still, again, he said, it's still energy, it's energetic, and it's just the energy goes into that purpose, that like they would know the smell they're creating before they send it. And oftentimes it's a smell we would associate with them, and it's just the same thing. It's just the energy is coming in different ways, just like the clairs, the clairvoyant, claircognizant, clairsentient, different ways of interpreting the energy. This is just different ways the energy shows up.
Interesting. Well, I know you very often prank people who read your book. I was looking for it. My Life After Death and Memoir from Heaven. But if they don't want to be pranked, would you realize that? Do you know whether somebody will be open or not?
So he's actually saying that's actually one of the things that can be a challenge for them. And sometimes with spirit, you have to be really specific. Like, I don't like that. Don't do that. And I've had to do that. I had some things that used to happen to me, 15 years ago that I didn't like, and it scared me. And a friend of mine, a psychic friend of mine, said, you just have to ask them not to do that. Like, you thank them for coming around. You say, I thank you. I appreciate that you're coming around to check on me, but I don't like XYZ. It scares me. Can you find another way to, show your energy?
Oh,
So he said sometimes we do need to be told, like, okay, I don't like that. Please don't do that.
okay.
And honestly, for the most part, they're gonna absolutely respect that.
Yeah. So what do we look like to you? Do I look
Just
like exactly how I did when, or do I look like muddier or
no, he says we can see you guys as you are.
okay?
Yeah.
When you look at each other, like when you look at Allie, the one who preceded you in death, Allie Albrecht,
So
what does she look like to you?
so he's telling me that it can be all kinds of different, like we can change our appearance over there.
Yeah,
Sometimes it's like light, but there is very much an appearance sometimes of like similar to what we look like here, or it just depends on your preference. Animals, the same thing. Animals can change their appearance, they can look like different things, but we can see each other and we do look like something, you know.
yeah.
But sometimes it is just a ball of energy, like we would think of like an
Oh,
orb
light
or
or
light,
beam of light,
or what was that?
or a beam of light. I've heard.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah, you appeared as a beam of light in a Christmas photo one year. That was kind of cool. So,
Yeah.
what's my father? Somebody with a really bad past. What does he look like to you now?
So what he's saying to me is that like there is like I don't know, like a light or color or something that you can kind of tell like where that soul is at with their
Oh, evolution.
progression. Yes. But
So his is black. No, I'm kidding. I'm just kidding.
so but he's also saying like just like how you guys perceive, two people could look at the same image and have different perceptions.
Oh,
We don't all see everything the exact same way. Like the best example I can give that he's reminding me of is the Akashic records look different to different souls.
oh,
For
okay.
some souls, they look like scrolls. Some souls, they look like it's like a big library. The Akashic records looks different to different souls. And so there's something like that there, but we can look like
But I mean,
human or
humans.
extraterrestrial, or yes, we can.
Hmm. All right. Where do you see channeling Erik going? I mean, how do you think it's doing now? The whole thing, the blog, the YouTube. I don't really do very much on the blog anymore because people seem to like video content more.
Yeah. Yeah. No, definitely. The video is better. People don't always like to read stuff. That watching the
I know.
videos
Yeah,
is
right.
a bit easier.
Yeah.
He says as long as you keep putting energy into it, you are the one here who keeps it going. Okay.
Yeah.
So he says, as long as you want to keep it going. Now, if you decided to stop, it would still have residual energy
Okay.
to it, but you truly are the matriarch of
Okay.
it. Okay. So if you decide not to do it, there'd be offshoots, which there already are, like
Yeah,
offshoots
that's
of
true.
stuff.
Yeah.
But it wouldn't propel like it does with you at the helm.
Okay.
That's a boat
I'm
term,
a
right?
good driver, a better driver than I am in cars. So,
Absolutely.
so what future things, what do you see on the horizon that's different than what's going on now?
So I don't there's some stuff I don't are we allowed to talk
Yeah.
about
Yeah.
like the documentary
Oh,
and
yeah, yeah, yeah.
okay. So yes, that stuff has all got the potential to come to fruition. Uh and then possibly stuff beyond that. He's saying that there's another book. Are you doing another book?
Oh, I can't imagine. I mean, maybe I don't know where I'd find the time, but
Yeah. There's something else with writing, and I know that there's writing with the show. I don't know if there's going to be like a screenplay writing or a movie or
oh,
something.
maybe.
There's something else coming with that.
Okay.
Um,
Like the possible TV series?
well, he's yeah, like beyond what's already
Okay.
being discussed, that there's
Oh,
something else
okay. All right.
that's got potential. But he said, um, regardless of where it goes, because there's still different paths that could be taken. He said, regardless of where it goes, while you're still here, you're never going to realize the extent
Oh, yeah.
of what.
I'll look when I'm on the other side.
Yes, yes.
So, well, I am writing a book, taking a while, called it's a fictional thing called "The Boy Who Would Not See." A
Okay.
boy who lost his mother in a car wreck, and his father was blinded in it, an ex-Marine. So, and it's I'm trying to convey Erik's teachings through that fiction novel. I
Okay,
don't
that
know if
must
it'll go
be
anywhere, but
that must be the book he's talking about then, because it even when you were talking about it, I felt like no, he's got to be involved in it somehow, but his teachings
oh
are in
yeah,
there. So,
yes,
yeah.
exactly.
Okay.
Okay. Anything else you want to say about what we're doing together, sweetheart?
Just that he loves it, and that honestly, he said this was planned before we entered this lifetime, but there was some free will as far as how it went, where it went, for
Yeah,
how long it went.
yeah.
And he said this has already exceeded
The
what we had
plan.
hoped. Yes,
Oh, okay, good.
what we had hoped before we came in.
All right, interesting. All right, somebody wanted me to ask you about karma. It looks like is there what are some karmic lessons Erik sees us repeating over and over again that we just aren't getting? Like, is there anything he just wants to kick us into action for not really understanding? Something basic we are doing or not doing that's keeping us stuck with his 3 billion light mile perspective. What are the themes Erik sees that humans aren't getting?
Compassion.
Oh yeah, like if you just do A and B, you won't have to continue this pattern in several more lifetimes.
Yes, compassion is a big one. And he also says the idea that like we're all in this together and there is truly a collective
Yeah.
here.
Okay. All right.
Um,
Um. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, tell me about one past life that you remember fondly. And we're going to have a whole thing about past lives of Erik and perhaps other.
so when you said that, he took me right to Ireland,
Oh, okay. I love Ireland.
right to a life in Ireland, and he is a boy
Mhm.
in that particular lifetime. Um, so he comes into a family and he's the only child. There's the one child. He says there's issues with having more children, but his parents were very loving. Financially, they were, oh, it wasn't, even though it was, longer ago, there wasn't a lot of financial struggles considering the time. And I just literally can see him like skipping through the Ireland, you know, I don't know, whatever
Landscape.
you, yeah, just carefree. He gets educated. He ends up married with children of his own. Just a very nice life. It's quiet, but it's very peaceful. Very, very peaceful life. He does some kind of writing in that particular lifetime. He's a like writing articles or something. There's some sort of
Okay.
writing that he
So,
does.
but you did not have any hardships, I guess, not significant. So why did you choose that? Because, obviously we're supposed to have some soul growth. Was that just a place?
No, so there, like he's
Peaceful?
lost his parents and he, there were still loss
Oh,
and
okay.
grief, and there were still hardships. No matter what your life looks like,
Yeah.
everybody has hardships down here.
Okay.
But this was one of his more peaceful lifetimes. And then he said, so he's saying in that life, as he got older, he did, he becomes crippled somehow.
Oh, okay.
So some sort of,
Accident?
no, it feels more like an illness
Oh, okay.
that affects his bones and his ability to
Oh,
walk. But in general, it was a
yeah.
happy, nice life. And he said, sometimes we do that. Sometimes we will come in to a relatively happy, peaceful life.
Yeah.
You know, still loss,
Yeah.
but those are typically the lifetimes that we're drawn to. When we're drawn to a particular place, it's because it was a nice life there. There was
Yes.
something very peaceful. You know, somebody's like, oh, I've always been so drawn to Egypt and I don't know why, I've never been. Well, they had a past life that was probably pretty pleasant there.
Or there's some places that I do not want to go to, like China or Japan. For some reason, I just
Yes.
no desire. So that
Yes.
would mean that you had a bad life then.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes, that there'd be definitely some past life, really hard challenges, really fearful stuff, whatever this is. So you're just like, nope, not going there. Don't know why, but I don't want to go there.
Oh, wow. So was I in that life in Ireland?
Yep, because you were one of his kids.
Oh, wow. A turnabout's fair play.
Yeah.
How old did you get to be a very old man or?
So he's saying somewhere in his 60s, which, you know,
Okay.
for the time, whatever this was, I don't know the
Good.
time period. I'm not good with that.
Well, because
Um,
there's no time really, so it makes it difficult.
yeah.
All right. Anything else you want to say before we close, Erik?
No, he just says, just keep it up. Keep it up.
All right.
But
You too,
also,
sweetheart.
he said, if you are, we're going back to something, if you are somebody that is interested in this and you're getting into like the spiritual world but you are afraid of like seeing them or being pranked or something, let them know. Let them know,
Yeah.
like, hey, please don't do this to me. That's what used to happen to me. I would wake up and I would see somebody standing at the head of my bed who I didn't
Oh,
recognize, and I would be screaming. And my poor husband, he was so good about it.
oh my
I
God.
probably did it a dozen times to him, and I would have had a heart attack if the person next to me in bed started screaming, and he
Oh
would
my
wake up and
God.
say, "Are you okay? Are you okay?" And so finally, somebody said, you know, just ask them not to do that.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
I did, and it's not happened since.
Oh,
You
that's
know,
good.
I've seen them while I'm wide awake,
Yeah, but
not
no big
waking up.
surprises.
So
Yeah.
yeah, so understand, he said that you guys do have some
Power.
control over
Yeah.
how you connect and communicate with spirit. You just got to tell us.
Yeah. All right. Sounds good. Thank you, Jennifer. Thank you,
Yeah.
Erik. Erik, I love you. And don't forget the Christmas present. And
Yes.
you guys be sure you subscribe to this channel. Thank you so much. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.